Good afternoon, everybody. That was really lame. Good afternoon, everybody. We're giving you lunch. Much better. I don't think there's an order. I'm going to make you guys introduce yourselves. So then I don't have to screw up Todd Kripe's name or you, David Guzman. Just wanted to let everybody know that I was reached out about 2 weeks ago to moderate this panel, and I got really excited because, as the press, we're constantly talking about, the latest buzzworthy, hottest, sexiest technology out there. But the way I always approached it was, well, it's awesome, it's cool, I'm excited about it, but can anyone actually use it? Like, can you really use 3D printers? Can you really use certain mobile solutions? Can you sell it? Can you make money? Is it worth owning, reselling, and getting your clients excited about it? Because we've spent years looking at technology that we've sold. I know we're going to talk a little bit about digital signage, where it's sat on a wall and hasn't done anything at hotels. And there's a lot of new innovative technology today that we want to make sure actually succeeds, and that you can succeed reselling it, and that you could get your clients behind and make some money. Because I think that's part of why we're here today, is to make money and help our clients succeed, right? Right? Oh my God, you guys did not survive the general sessions this morning. I'm gonna photograph every one of you to make sure nobody leaves this room for the next hour, because this is gonna be the best panel you're gonna see at retail now, right? Yeah! So I would like to start off by you guys all introducing yourselves. I want you to let us know what company you work for, what your title is, and what technology you're the most excited about. So let me start to my left.
My name is Jim Maracchio. I'm the Chief Technology Officer and Vice President of Operations for 11 Giraffes. We are a digital signage company, a software company that provides digital signage content management services. And as a result, what am I excited about? I'm excited about integrating digital signage with POS and the other technologies that we're here to talk about today.
David?
David at PC America. I'm the CEO. We provide retail and restaurant point-of-sale solutions. Despite the fact that we develop retail and restaurant software, and obviously I'm extremely passionate about what I do, I think one of the coolest things I see out there right now, which I'm not necessarily a subject matter expert, but I've been learning pretty fast, is the whole beacon technology, because it really just provides a way for businesses to interact with their customers in a much more unique and personal and dynamic way. And I think it just got a lot of opportunity for our community to really bring solutions to their customers.
Todd?
I'm Todd Kripe. I already introduced myself. In addition to being the chairman of the Strategic Technology Solutions Committee, I'm also the founder of RSPA member Best of Breed Solutions. I'm active with a couple of other ventures as well. What I'm most excited about is mobility. I've been involved with mobility probably earlier on than anybody else in the room, and the usage of mobility to enable meaningful dialogue between merchants and restaurateurs and their customers, the consumer.
I'm Anthony Presley, founder and CEO of TimeForge. We build labor management solutions for restaurants and retail. Probably the most interesting and exciting technology that we're interested in right now is actually the mashup of the last two items, which is beacons and POS data and mobility, and what kinds of information you can get out of having, we'll call it big data, at your fingertips as a smaller, medium-sized retailer.
Hunter Allen again. I differ from the other four panelists in that I'm a reseller. Really what my business model is built around an as-a-service recurring revenue and deployment model. And what actually interests me most is a broad range of technology that I can bring into my business that can increase the average revenue per customer and the retention that I have for those customers.
So who here in the audience is currently selling a mobility solution? Raise your hand, raise it high. That's quite a lot of you. I'd say maybe more than half. So mobility is obviously the one hot topic that we've been talking a lot about lately that we've seen kind of hit almost a critical mass. Up till now, it's been like mobile. Yeah, it sounds cool, it sounds sexy. Everybody should be doing it, but you go to a store and you don't see it as much. But now I actually go out and I see it at the restaurants I frequent. I see it at Sears. I see it at some other big box shops I shop at, as well as some small SMBs. So the first I kind of want to see was, you know, have you seen mobility permeate your corner of the IT industry? Are you either, you know, looking at a technology involving it? Are you encouraging resellers to try to latch on a mobility technology to their product offering? We'll start with you, Todd, since you are the master of ceremonies today.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I guess that's a great question. I guess the way I'd answer that is it's a whole lot easier today than it used to be. You know, we've made the transition from most people having feature phones that didn't do very much, and the applications available were, you know, had a questionable value proposition, to where we are today. 90% of the adults in the United States have a phone, and 60% of those are smartphones. So it's a lot easier now than it was before.
Dave, you're a software guy, but you've dabbled a lot in mobility.
Yeah, mobility is such a big topic. It means so many different things. So, you know, if I'm looking at the point of sale aspect in particular, I mean, one interesting thing I see is that so many people say they're doing mobile POS because their point of sale is on a tablet. And guess what? That tablet gets put inside of a stand and bolted onto a counter. And somehow mobile POS is something that never actually moves, which needs to be, I think, a lot of clarity around that term. I mean, when you think of mobile POS installations, everybody thinks first of which retailer? Anybody?
Nordstrom.
Nobody? Apple Store? That would probably be one of the first, you know, like masters of doing retail. But, you know, I think the interesting thing that we're seeing with the whole mobile thing is really not so much the technology, it's the business sense of how to implement it. I mean, the technology's there now. It's good. You know, it's all kind of like you can connect all the pieces together in most parts. But, you know, when you go to the Apple Store, you see these people walking around with devices and ringing you up. And everybody thinks, wow, mobility is going to be great in retail. Except there's one little thing that people don't talk about. Apple sells like one item to each person pretty much, 1 or 2 items. They don't have to worry about bagging the product. Has anybody thought about that different aspect? So if you have to start bagging your products, you know, with mobile POS, for example, how are you going to do it if somebody's buying 10 items? So I think the technology is there for both retail as well as restaurant, but a lot of businesses haven't figured out how to really adopt their business. When I think of what VARs can do and how they can really add value to their customers, it's not so much, of course, it's the technology and getting it working. I mean, that's what we charge for, right? But it's being that partner to your end user and saying, I've done these 5 installations, and we got to talk through not just your technology, but your business, and make sure that you're ready for this. So I really hope that VARs kind of like look at those case studies, they dabble, they experiment with a few customers, and bring more than just your technology knowledge, bring the business knowledge to your customers to make it work.
Now, Jim, I know you do digital signage, but how are you seeing what you do interface with mobility? How are you seeing mobility permeate your market?
Yeah, I think interface is really the key word there. What we found is historically digital signage was, you know, static signage that they used a CMS to make digital. Now we're trying to extend that technology to interface with things like POS and mobility. So we find ourselves working with brands that are trying to utilize digital signage to promote their mobile applications. A perfect example here, if you walk by the digital signage around this property for the Retail Now show, you'll see QR codes to scan to get the mobile app. So we really use it as kind of a vehicle to integrate the two, do a handoff from the signage to mobile solutions, in some cases training people through the digital signage, giving them the information and equipping them to then use their mobile device for, you know, to extend that whole process.
Hunter, do you sell a mobile platform?
Not necessarily a strictly standalone mobile application, but there's certainly a level of interest, and it's a topic of discussion across our customer base. It's, you know, as we go to market with things, there's always a question of timing, and where does the ROI on the product start to really become clear and motivational to the end user. And that's where, you know, you see some products that are further along in that. Some of the loyalty solutions are doing some great things with mobility. We see some exciting things with a product called Loyaltree that we've had some success at the customer level with. You know, but again, it's just that trick at the reseller level of when's the right time to bring that to market.
Now, I know you work primarily on the employee-facing side. How have you at all been involved in any, non-consumer-facing mobile products? Are you looking at tethering your technology with it at all? How do you fit into that on the mobile side?
So mobile's interesting for us because we have two sides to that. So one is the employee side, where we're talking about engaging employees on behalf of our customers. And so they're looking to reduce their turnover, help with retention, make sure the employees are kept in the know. So we're talking about grocery chains that want to make sure that their employees know about, upcoming community outreach programs and how the community is involved and making sure that they keep that turnover down. So that gets very interesting. Now, from a management perspective, we're seeing a lot of our both our restaurant and our retail customers really wanting to have information now, and so it's now. It's information that's not batched on a daily basis. So they're wanting to see all the various aspects of their business in real time, and mobility is helping them get to that point.